Hey guys, good morning. It's Nate with Evans Family Woodworking. Hey, been working on a lot of mountains lately. Mountain art and mountain shelves, and Bible verses have just been pouring into my heart. I had an uncle of mine just send me a message from Isaiah that the mountains and the hills, they may be removed, but the steadfast love of God will always be there. And there's a story from First Kings where the enemies of God's people were a little cocky, and they said that your God may be the God of the mountains, but there's no way He's the God of the valley. And they were wrong. They were really wrong. And I keep hearing a lot of music lately about the God of the hills and the God of the valleys, the God of the mountains and the God of the valleys. And it's just been burned, I guess, into my heart. And I keep making mountain artwork and woodwork. And I keep seeing it. And I think through this, I think God is telling me, and hopefully maybe telling you, that He's both. He's the God of the mountains and the God of the valleys. And the bigger that we make our God Jehovah, He is God, the God, the smaller our problems become. But the bigger we make our problems, the smaller we make God. And I'm guilty of that. I have made a lot of problems in my life, especially financial issues in my lifetime, way bigger than they needed to be. And basically what I told God is that, hey, my tithe doesn't really matter. You're not going to bless it anyway. And there were times I didn't even tithe because I was so frustrated, because I had made God so small and my problems so big. But when we trust in Him, it's amazing how He shows up. Sometimes it's just in the voice of a stranger. Sometimes it's the voice of a friend. I had to run something up to band camp just a minute ago, and an old friend saw me and said, hey, you need to make a list, a sale list of all the things you can do and put a price on it so people can pick and choose. You need to make like an order sheet. And all I could think of was like McDonald's, people just staring at the menu even though they had seen it before and not know what to order. But I don't have one of those, and I need one of those. And God has been really, really blessing us this season, and it continues to grow. And we're just piecemealing things together when we really could just make something better and stronger. And I just thought about that. But my hope for you today, as you watch this and as you go about your day, is to realize just what I said earlier, that the God of the mountains is also the God of the valley. The valley that I have walked through the last couple of years since my accident was a deep and a dark valley. But the God of the mountains and the God of the valleys, He's always been there, protecting me. And I thought about it on my way home earlier from dropping stuff off for Hope. I have had so many prayers answered, even in those dark times, and then found myself complaining that bugs outside, complaining that God wasn't listening. And when I look back, I've had some major things happen. I've been healed of something that could have killed me by now. I have prayed that if God needed me to leave teaching, that I would do it, if it would just help my family. And literally the next day, the doorbell rang, and a guy who owned a business offered me a job that I couldn't pass up, and I left teaching for 5 years so that my wife could stay home with the kids. My wife needs something medically, and been praying for it, and I finally just got really serious about prayer and about God answering it. And the next day she came to me and said, hey, the doctor, the insurance, everything's approved, and it's going to happen, and she's going to get healed. Make God the biggest thing in your life. That's my advice. Make Him big and see how much smaller things get. Hey, we love you guys, and we thank you so much for your support, and we thank you for your time. And if you like this video, please click like and subscribe, and follow us to see what God's doing in our lives. Don't forget, God of the mountains is still the God of the valleys. We love you guys. Take care.